Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me for your daily reading. My name is Ahorangi Starchild and this is your reading for the 27th of February 2020. We're going to try something different today. I love exploring spirituality and different ways to read. This Mercury in Pisces is really good for that, especially with Mercury going backwards in the sky, in the retrograde. Really good time for reevaluation, taking stock, meditation, being creative, and exploring different things that you never thought of exploring before. Okay, so I'm using my original Rider-Waite deck for today. That is my very first deck that I ever bought back in South Africa in 2003. And today we're going to do tea leaf cards. Now, what did I do with the... I'll put the link for the tea leaf cards. Oh, it's this one here. Tea leaf fortune cards. I'm getting my tea leaf readings on. Everything you need to know about me is in the drop box below. I'm an international reader. I do readings. You can contact me via email. You can message me here. And if you like this video, please click like. If you like my style, please subscribe. What else do I need to tell you? Any questions? So feel welcome to connect with me. Ask me questions. So 27th of February, we're in a leap year this year, so we're going to have an extra day somewhere. And I'm just shuffling the tea leaf cards to see what's coming in for us. Now these little cards, they are quite interesting when it comes to shuffling. Okay, so we have 4. I'm going to take those and we'll see what is going to happen today. So we have those. There was another okay, so and then these ones are to see where the focus are going to be today. The focus, where is our focus? Let's see. So we have February. Apparently it's a month of the year, February. And we are in February now, so I feel like we are working on something that is, you know, currently there's a focus on we're currently working on something. So we basically in the moment with that February card, we're not projecting into the future too much. And there's a focus on our career for some of us. Okay, so it is the beginning of the year. You've got maybe some goals, things that you want to achieve. Setting goals, I feel now, because you know, normally when in the beginning of the year, our time frame is normally begin in the beginning of the year, and we close off and finish towards the end of the year. So I get the strong feeling of goal setting. Now, even if you are retired, I feel that even if it's not a career, if you don't have a day job, or you a stay-at-home mom, or you're retired or something like that, this could also just be a project that you want to work on. I love this little table. So this is about you know, being practical about something, planning, structurizing. And planning is good, as I said, with that Mercury in retrograde, really good time, a really good time for that. So we have this goal coming out today. Hidden secrets can harm you. We're going to draw tarot on that. So with the Mercury retrograde, sometimes things seem to come out of the woodworks during retrogrades, okay? There's a great passion. I love tulips. Tulips are my favorite flower. We have Turkey. Someone is behaving stupidly. Yeah, don't be a silly bully. Don't be a silly bully. We're going to draw tarot on that. And then we have Tiger. Doing something risky, taking a chance. I feel that that could be to do with your career. You feel like there's something, maybe a big project, and you know it could or couldn't. Maybe you want to start up a new business that could be risky. But I like that tiger. The tiger to me is very strong. So I feel like even though you're taking a chance, that it's a very well thought out, calculated risk that can potentially pay off in huge dividends. Now let's see what the tarot have to say. We're going to have what's about the skull. It says hidden secrets can harm you. Now we know that you can't know everything, right? That there's always something in your blind spot, and I kind of feel like that could potentially be your blind spot, hidden secrets. Let's see what's going on. So we have a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo energy. This could either be you, a very, very grounded lady, down to earth, practical, knows how to take care of herself, very loyal, stable. Trying to move forward from conflict, okay? So after the Six of Swords, there's always this feeling of moving on from things that were said and done that caused heartache, and that there was a verbal disagreements and someone who wants to win at all costs. But it is putting this behind you and moving forward, going into calmer waters after a period of having to deal with people who are very how do I say it? There's no room for negotiation. They're just in it for their own ego. We have the Queen of Wands. So maybe you could both have earth and fire in your chart. This could be both personalities of you. Maybe if you're someone who generally likes to be very placid, like to just stay in the moment and plod along, not buying into drama. I feel like if you had to deal with any conflict in any way, shape, or form, that the way you move forward is by becoming action orientated, by actively starting to do something instead of staying quiet and to keep the peace. I feel like you are changing your modus operandi, the way you approach certain situations in your life, by becoming more action orientated, becoming very passionate about your own mission and your own desire, and a little bit more focus on yourself. I also feel like there's a really good feminine friend if you had to deal with some sticky situations in relationships, whether this is business or personal, that there is someone who is very intuitive, very insightful, who has been there to support you, and they kind of like showing you the way on how to process these, how to move forward. This is what I want to say. So we have the Tower. So there was definitely something maybe between the viewer, someone who's watching, and someone else. Things are calming down, but that Tower has mean like maybe there was a conversation or a situation that was presented by a third person. It's giving you a new perspective on a situation, okay? So it is like, I feel like there's three people involved, that maybe a young person could have come along, said something, do something, made an offer, and it kind of like, about the third person, and this kind of changed the way that you viewed this person. But it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It could be a good thing. It's like, oh, this is a nice surprise. I thought this person was always in the ego wanting to fight. But it's like you come to a new understanding concerning this person, and you realize that things aren't as bad as you thought it would be, or things aren't as toxic as you thought it would be. Now, there is great passion here as well, especially with that Queen of Wands that came out. Tell me about the tulip. I love tulips. My old name used to be Twane before I changed my name by default, and there's a song called Tulips for Twane. So the great passion, I feel, is there's a deep, deep, deep desire to establish an even give and take in situations of the family, especially when it comes to your children or people who are quite younger than you. Sometimes with the young ones, they can be very selfish, and they're still learning to look beyond their own needs. But I feel like there's a great passion for family, deepening the connection with family, even if it's not DNA family, this could be soul family. So I feel like today is a day we be reaching out to people, connecting with people, long-standing friends, maybe even talk about a get-together where everyone, like, what do we call it, a shared meal, organizing a shared meal and getting together and spending time with family. Now, someone is behaving stupidly, someone is being a silly Billy. Tell me about the turkey. What's happening with turkey? This could potentially be a male. I did say silly Billy. With Earth Nisha, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo energy. There's a lot of coins here, so there is a really beautiful sense of grounding in this. To be able to actually realize that someone is being silly, or maybe even it's your own behavior and your internal dialogue is, oh, I should stop being so silly. There is healing coming in. The angels are this experience of someone behaving stupidly with said very tentatively, okay, because when we behave stupid, that's also an indication that we are learning something. There's a lesson being learned here, and that lesson is concerning being patient. Temperance is about patience. Temperance is about trying to find your balance and waiting things out. It's Sagittarius energy, so we might be dealing with an individual who has a lot of Earth in his chart, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, and then we have Temperance, which is Sagittarius. So I feel like even though the King of Pentacles is someone, they can ace patience. They can really, they know how to work with their resources. And I feel like this could potentially be someone in the family because the King of Pentacles falls right next to the Ten of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. Maybe there is something to do with balance. Someone is out of balance. Someone is trying to regain their balance because we have this energies of give and take, energies of balancing out alchemy, wanting to create something new, trying to get different perspectives as well because we do have the Tower. Just to say, well, I feel like maybe the perspectives you had concerning a family member or a young person or people that you deal with on your day-to-day, I feel like there's a perspective coming in that is changing how you view people in your life, and maybe you're just realizing either you have had the wrong end of the stick or these other people have, that there's information that perspectives that needed to change to heal the situation concerning relationships, relating. I feel like relating, and it brings healing on heart level, that temperance. So that behaving stupidly is actually a process of learning. So that tiger doing something risky and taking a chance. Yeah, well, we do have that Tower. That is something that's really, really firing you up. It's kind of like having a surprise or doing a total 180. We have the King of Wands, which is Sagittarius, Leo, Aries energy, right next to the Temperance. So that to me feels someone with a very strong Sagittarian flavor in their chart. We have two Kings, which is negotiation in the spread, and we also have two Queens. We've got a little bit of a gossip and a chat, So there, I feel like there's lots of talking going on amongst people today, just talking about each other, but it doesn't have to be something huge. I don't see any kinds of conflict here, okay? But with this something risky, I do feel that taking this risk is something that a person that's very action orientated is trying to be patient and taking their time before they jump and leap in. They know that they need to be practical about this. So they're taking their time, making a head over heart decision, and they're tired waiting. With that Ten of Swords, I feel like they're ready to make that decision and move forward after sleeping on it for quite some time. And then we have the Three of Wands. So that taking a chance, I feel, will be paying off very nicely, especially with that Three of Wands coming in here towards the end. So that means you've taken the action, whether this is publishing, marketing, Bottom of the deck is the Four of Wands, which follows the Three of Wands. And to me, that's a day of success. It's a day of celebration, good energy. We have a lot of earth, which is practical, down to earth. So I feel like even though there's a bit of a risk there, that it's something that is not pie in the sky. You have all the tools, all the know-how, all the knowledge to actually do this thing and be and having a reason to celebrate at the end of the day. So I'm going to draw some daily guidance oracle cards, angel cards by Doreen Virtue, and two had flipped out. Let your past go. And it says, the burden of carting your past around has made you weary. Maybe that is where someone is acting stupidly, comes in with his turkey, where it's just that process of learning to move forward. After all, we do have the Six of Swords here, moving forward away from conflict. And it's time to move on, leaving those things behind. Dear one, it's time to set this burden down. Keep only the lessons and the love and leave everything else behind. You don't want it or need it, and it is now gone. So I do feel today is also a really good day of moving forward, finding our own inner peace, finding healing. We do have the Temperance there. We have this Six of Swords. And then we have go for it. That calculated risk, this is definitely what the angels are saying. They say this is your opportunity. Even though we're in a Mercury retrograde, we don't stop life because the one little planet is moving backwards. Your prayers and positive expectations have been heard and answered. We've been working with you on this situation since its genesis, and we continue to watch over you and everyone involved. Stay on your present path, as it will take you very far indeed. Now, please give me feedback on this reading. I absolutely love doing this reading for you. And I wish everyone a beautiful day. Light and love.